Hey comic fans, Dave here at Ground Zero. It's Wednesday morning, time for another weekly look at what's new on the shelves at your favorite local comic book store. Now, I know a lot of you turned on this video just to answer one question, and that is, did all the new books arrive this week? Well, the simple answer is, they did not, at least not all of them. Now, this certainly wasn't unexpected. We knew with the big winter storm that hit the East Coast late last week that there could be some shipping delays, and sure enough, a few of them have arisen and affected the flow of product. However, we did as good as we could have expected. We got in 2/3 of everything we were waiting on. All the new DC titles are there in force on the stands, as is everything from Marvel Comics. We have to make do with what we've got. No Image, no Valiant, no Dark Horse, no Boom. Anything shipping from Diamond Comic Distributors is running late. Don't know exactly when they're going to arrive, but we certainly will keep you updated as we can. We do, however, have 30 titles back there. That includes trades and hardcovers, so a pretty good shipment of stuff to go into your local shop and see what's new. Now, before I get into all the new stuff, I'd like to talk about the comic industry. One question I get asked a lot is, hey, just how big is the comic industry, Dave? Well, I looked it up. Last year in 2020, the comic industry generated $1.2 billion in revenue. Now, with Valentine's Day just around the corner, I thought I'd see just how this compares to a single day event like Valentine's Day, and turns out Valentine's Day generated $27.5 billion. Now, is there a simple takeaway from this? Yes, I think there is. I'm in the wrong business. However, we're all here to share what we love with the people we love, and like most of us, that is comics. Now, new this week is Star Wars Darth Vader, and he is obviously imploring you, don't get your Valentine comics for Valentine's Day. But come on, let's face it, we know how Darth's past relationships turned out, so I say don't listen to Darth. I think comics are a great idea for Valentine's Day, but don't fall into the usual pitfalls. We're here to help. If specifically your Valentine is a lady of some sort, well, I say one tip and one tip only is to be remembered, and that is, don't buy them Batman. I mean, come on, don't buy the Batman, people. Batman is a big, giant, exploding car chase ninja action movie of a comic. And while I don't want to fall into those usual gender stereotypes, most women are good and avid readers, we find. And they're looking for something with, I don't know, a little nuance at least. So I always recommend as my go-to book, Sandman from Neil Gaiman. This is one of the epic landmarks in comics. Definitely a very popular book with female readers or anybody who really just wants a really good story with lots and lots of nuance. 10 volumes of this and several other books to go with them. Always a can't miss for really any reader, but especially lady readers. I'm going to mention a couple of others that I think go really, really well for those looking for something a little deeper than superhero books. Monsters from Image Comics has been a fantastic and very complicated and deep book, but a very satisfying read if you're willing to put in the time. And I'll also mention Bill Willingham's Fables. This series is long over, but it's a really, really good series that I think actually is a hit with most any reader. So if you're looking for something beyond superhero books, especially for the Valentine in your life, this is a very good one. Now, if you must get them superhero comics, well, at least look for the strong female authors that are out there. There's really quite a few. Gail Simone and Kelly Sue DeConnick, I think, head up the list, but it's a very long list. We'd be happy to help you. There's plenty of them out there. Kelly Sue DeConnick's run on Captain Marvel is really, really good. So that's a good starting place, but there are plenty of others if you want to look for a good female-written superhero book. Now, if the Valentine in your life is a man, well, I know you're putting a lot of thought into it. We appreciate that. Our big tip is just buy them Batman, really. You can just buy them Batman. They'll be happy. You'll get rid of them for a few hours, and I think everybody will come out ahead. And luckily this week, there is a quadruple shot of Batman comics from DC, starting with Batman Catwoman. Now, this is a very well-written title from Tom King, but certainly, you know, if you're getting this as a Valentine's present, well, that cover is going to wow the male friend in your life. Their eyes will automatically be drawn right to those really cool bat knives that Batman is holding. So I think it will be a hit. Also this week, it's Black History Month, so why not celebrate with an issue of I Am Batman? Jace Fox, obviously, is a very important now character in the Batman mythos. We've also got the new issue of Detective. Why not? Because it's another week, and Detective has been weekly for the last several weeks. It's been really, really popular. You're just going to encourage DC to do more of this if you keep buying this book. That's all I got to say. The one Batman book that I actually will be taking home and reading is Batman Urban Legends, mostly because this has a story of Ace the Bat Hound by Mark Russell, my new favorite writer. More DC books. Well, there's several more, but I'll mention a trio of Batman-related titles, tangentially at least. The Joker. Obviously, there is a budding romance going on there. And always good romance with Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. We've got the last issue of Harley Quinn, the Eat, Bang, Kill Tour. It's finally out with a cool pink cover. And then last but certainly not least is the third issue of Batgirls. It's hard to believe it's on the third issue already. How time flies when you're reading fun comics. Moving over to Marvel. Not a lot of great romance, it seems like, in the Marvel books this week, but we do get the latest issue of Moon Knight. Nothing says romance like a dark, cowl-clad, slightly insane Avenger of the Night. But it does have Moon in the title, and moons are very romantic. That's the closest I can get. We do have a new issue of, or rather a new title for X-Men. This one is Secret X-Men. Now, we can argue all day about how big a secret is it if you put secret right there on the cover 3 times. But hey, that way when you come in and ask your local comic shop for the new issue of Secret X-Men, they'll know exactly where to go. Just be sure and do it quietly. 2 more that I will mention from Marvel. One is because this is a new title from Peter David. I really, really like and respect Peter David's work. I think he deserves all the love he can get these days. New series, Maestro from him is the Future Hulk. Future Hulk is a lot of fun. And it's out this week from Peter David. And finally, last but not least, well, certainly getting a lot of love these days, it's Kate Bishop, the new Hawkeye. She's no longer a secret at all. She's very, very popular. Series has done really, really well on Disney+. Everybody likes it. Been buying all the old Kate Bishop adventures they can find. I mentioned this one not just because it's got Kate Bishop, but it looks like it's got crypto. And hey, Marvel, you had me at crypto. It's probably not really crypto, but maybe they're testing the waters to see if how crypto will do in the Marvel universe. I say go for it, Marvel. Moving over to trades, well, there are a lot of really great romances in the history of comics. There's Superman, Clark and Lois. There's Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson. Many, many of them. And of course, there's Batman and Catwoman, and Batman and Robin, and Batman and Joker. Actually, there's quite a few romances in Batman's life. Which is the most important? I don't know. I say they're all important because Batman is probably the biggest player in the DC universe. Well, a new Batman trade is out this week just in time for Valentine's Day. Certainly the male Bat fan in your life will love this. It is completely barefoot of any nuance or subtlety. It's about as nuanced as that electric green logo. So they'll love it. It'll sell very well. That's a fact. Moving over to Marvel. If Batman is the biggest player in the DC universe, who then is the biggest player in the Marvel universe? Could it be Spider-Man? Could it be Captain America? No, obviously, it's Kang the Conqueror. It says so right in the title, people. He's Kang the Conqueror. Lots and lots of notches on his time machine. This trade, however, is probably one of the sadder stories because it is no one left to conquer but himself. And you can just take that for whatever you want to. Finally, getting away from the romantic comics, but moving into the fun comics, especially if there are kids in your life, these Marvelverse books are terrific. And this is Moon Girl and her pet dinosaur. What kid doesn't want a pet dinosaur? We all do. I loved Devil Dinosaur. He's not just a dinosaur, but he's red. You can't go wrong with this, folks. If you got kids, buy them this book. Simple as that. Finally, from DC Comics, a Valentine's for me, because they put together Mark Russell's Flintstones series finally in a hardcover. I have been wanting this in hardcover for a very, very long time. Finally, it's here, and what's great about it is you can pick one up too. He is my current writer crush. That is Mark Russell, and I am thrilled to see this finally available. Well, that's actually it. Not a bad stock of comics back there, considering it is a partial shipment. So, folks, come on into your local shop. Find romance there on the shelves. There is plenty there waiting for you. And as always, people, we love you. And it's not about having what you want. It's about having somebody to share it with. Folks, take care. Visit your local shop. Be safe.